Hi and welcome to Outwell. Here I'm going to talk you through the features of all of the tents from our new Elan collection. The model that we're using here is the Bear Lake 6E, but what I talk about will also apply to the rest of the tents within the collection. So I think for me the most important feature on this new collection of tents is actually the fly sheet that we're using throughout. So this is a new material for us. It is a 300 denier Taslon polyester. So it's designed to be extremely long lasting, it's really robust, and the reason for that is because it doesn't degrade particularly quickly with UV damage or sunlight basically. So it's really designed for those who are looking for a tent that's going to last a good long time. In terms of waterproofing, it's actually got the highest hydrostatic head rating that we have here at Outwell, which is 6,000 millimeters. So you can certainly be safe to know that you're going to be completely dry within this collection of tents, even in the heaviest of rainfall. How we do that is by fully PU coating the inside of the material, and of course we then tape all of the seams throughout the collection as well, which, as I say, gives it that hydrostatic head rating of 6,000 millimeters. In terms of the frames that we use within the collection, we actually split the collection in two. So two models are air and two models are steel framed. So obviously the Bear Lake 6E here has a steel frame from front to back, and the Vermont 6E also has a steel frame from front to back. The other two models, which is the Wolf Lake 9E and the Montana 6E, are actually air tents, so they are inflatable, and they use our power air tube system where you individually blow up each tube, and then we have bracer tubes for the front and the back, creating a really solid and stable structure. So as I say then, with a hydrostatic head here of 6,000 millimeters and the fact that it's been tested to a force 10 on the Beaufort scale, it's certainly a really great strong bit of kit. So just to highlight that on the inflatable models within the collection here, so that is the Wolf Lake and the Montana, we do supply a double action hand pump with those tents, and it will have a pressure gauge on the top of it as well, so that when you're inflating them you can keep an eye on the pressure when you're doing that. Obviously on the steel frames it's a little bit different because we actually are able here to add on our wind stabilizers. So this is what we see at the top and at the bottom of all these steel poles here. This is where we then attach the guy lines as well, and when we take them out and peg them into position, that pulls the fly sheet against the frame of the tent and makes it much more stable, as I've already said, to a force 10. The guy lines themselves are pre-attached, so they're already on there, so it's a job you don't need to worry about doing. Of course, you can see that they are our classic luminous guy lines, so it should be a little bit easier for you to see when it's dark. And they each also have their own retainers, so when it comes to packing down the tents within this collection, we can easily just wrap up the guy lines in our hands and pop them into the retainers so that the next time you come to use them, they're nice and easily accessible. So some other features throughout the entire collection is our aero-effective ventilation on here. So it's a real sort of sleek and streamlined look to the system, but also very functional in that underneath here there is a mesh panel which is going to allow cool fresh air into these tents, keeping them that little bit more comfortable inside, and of course reducing condensation as well. If it gets a little bit too cold, we can easily remove the ventilation from the outside here with these tabs, just by taking off like this, and then you can press down. And we have ventilation, like I say, sort of in the main area and across the bedroom area as well. So a huge amount of ventilation, keeping you nice and comfortable. All of the tents also feature large windows throughout the collection, and all of these windows are tinted. So two key functions there really. One is to reduce the glare from the sun inside, keeping you a bit more comfortable again. But secondly, and probably more importantly, you get much better privacy with these tinted windows. But when you're in the tent, you're still able to see out very clearly. So all of the tents within the Elan collection feature our new D-door style. So you can see here, it's called a D-door because it's actually shaped like a D. And that allows for easy access in and out of the tent because you don't have the door rolled up and sort of hanging down, perhaps reducing the sort of headspace in and out. It's certainly nice and easy to roll to the side as well and toggle away. Part of the D-door also gives us the mesh door as well, which is just rolled away at the moment behind here. So this is a full zippable mesh door. that you can close over, allowing great ventilation in the tent, but hopefully keeping out those sort of bugs and mosquitoes and things like that. Also, as part of the easy access system in and out of the tent, we have the flat front to the ground sheet here, so you're not having to step over anything to get inside the tent. And also, if you want, this can be toggled up and then, of course, fully zipped onto the door to create that fully water and weatherproof seal at the front. So as I mentioned earlier on, all of the tents within the Elan collection have these large tinted windows, giving you great privacy. If you want even more privacy, you will find that each of the windows has its own curtain. We have it rolled down and toggled away at the moment, but what you will find is the curtains, they're actually all zip curtains, so we have zips on either side here, and of course that's going to allow you to choose exactly how much privacy you're getting or how much light you're letting into the tent. While I'm down here, I will just highlight that the ground sheets in the sealed areas of the tents, or the living areas rather of the tents, are all sealed. They are completely waterproof with a hydrostatic head of 10,000 millimeters. They're bathtub in style as well, so they come up at the edges, so that's going to stop drafts and dirt and dust and sand and hopefully keep out those unwanted bugs as well. Just next to me here, obviously you can see that we have side entrances, and that's the same throughout the entire collection. These side entrances also feature full zip mesh doors as well, so again, great ventilation opportunities within here with through flow ventilation. There is also cable entry next to the side doors as well. That's going to allow you to run electricity into the tent without having to have the doors open, so that's quite a nice handy feature there. All of the tents in the Ambassador collection feature our new Ambassador bedrooms. So the main feature of these bedrooms is the fact that they are a little bit bigger than the industry standard. What you'll tend to find is that most bedrooms are about 2.15 metres deep, whereas these are actually 2.5 metres deep. So what that allows for is of course much more usable space within the bedrooms. Perhaps if you have large air beds or self-inflating mats or camp beds, that's where you really notice the extra space that you have, because you should still be able to stand up at the end of these to be able to get dressed. The bedrooms themselves actually come pre-attached, so it's a job you don't need to worry about. And how they are attached is using our wave-shaped hanging point system throughout here. So not only does this look good, it is functional as well, because it takes any of the stress off of the seam at the top of the bedroom here with this wave-shaped hanging point across all the way around. Some other features in the bedrooms would be the night sky ceiling, so it's a little bit darker above you, hopefully keeping you sleeping longer in the mornings. There are then lots of storage pockets within the bedrooms, storage pockets on the outside as well. We have large ventilation panels across the back, which corresponds to outside ventilation on the fly sheet. And also the bedrooms also feature cable entry points too, so you can bring electrics into the bedroom, perhaps if you have electric lighting like this, or if you want to even be able to charge your phones or your tablets and things like that, you can now run your cables into bedrooms without actually having the doors open. We also feature our universal inner in here, so you can choose exactly what sort of layout you want the bedrooms to be, whether it's one big room or separate them and what have you, depending on the layout that suits you best. We also use our thermal reflective coating within this collection of tents. So this is actually built into the fly sheet, and it's above the bedroom area, and that reflects the sun away from this area, hopefully just keeping you that little bit more comfortable and a little bit cooler within the bedrooms on those hot and sunny days. Something I just want to highlight to you here is the carpet that you can see in this area here. Now this is actually a new product for us, it's called the inlays. We do them in a few different sizes, but what I just want to highlight is that this is a really good insulated carpet, which is actually designed for the bedroom, just to give you even more comfort. So it's not just about the living area, it's also the comfort factor in the bedrooms too. So for you to be able to create your perfect home away from home, we have plenty of optional extras available for the Elan collection. We actually have an awning available for the Bear Lake 6E that you see here, and this would actually just create a full 3-zone tent as opposed to having the open front here. We also have fleece carpets available for the living space, which you can see in here, just giving you a little bit more comfort underfoot. We have footprints available to go under the ground sheets, keeping all the ground sheets clean and dry on those wet and muddy pitches. You've already seen that we have the inlays as an option for going into the bedrooms, and we also have our dual protector which is designed to sit on the roof, which is of course going to protect the roof and increase the lifespan, but it also gives you the option of being able to have a large sheltered canopy area off the side of the tent as well. So don't forget that on our website at outwell.com we do have individual information videos on each tent from the collection, and of course we have our ever helpful pitching videos as well. So there you have it then, that's all the features from the Elan collection for 2017. Thank you very much for watching.